Morning and welcome. Happy Friday, baby. Yeah. You know what? I really could get used to, hey, let's just do 2 days a week, right? Yeah. Nice. It's Friday. I get to take a few days off again. I just got back from vacation, and man, what a great rally that we are seeing in gold. I told you yesterday. I told you it was going to happen. And here we are today, and it has happened just like we said. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. A couple of announcements. Obviously, next Wednesday, everybody, you guys will want to turn into the crypto report, the crypto watch hour. So Mike will update everybody on what is happening with Orem. We also have, obviously, the Colorado Radio Appreciation Event. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're there. Support each other and support the community. Put faces and names together and all of those things. Jason, give us the details on the radio appreciation.
Yeah, it's the KXXT Appreciation Night. It's kind of just an all-around appreciation. We for the callers and the listeners. It's for the hosts. It's the staff. And there's Bradley Dean's going to be there. He's going to give his. He's going to preach for the. He usually does a 45-minute sermon. Yeah, we may have a raffle. We have stuff for sale. Tickets. We are doing tickets. $10 tickets. You can get them at the door. We're doing tickets because, you know what, we don't know how many people are showing up. We want to make sure that we have enough space for it. And plus, right, Joe, we need people there that really are interested in the radio station. You guys have influence over the radio station. You just have to show up and tell us what you're thinking, what you're liking, what you don't like. And I think it'll be a great night. I think it'll be fun. I'm not having an event on a Friday night so that it can be boring and tedious and a bad use of your Friday evening. I want to have, I try to, Joe enjoys his life. We try as much as we can, life in many ways is a struggle from beginning to end with a whole lot of fun things, kind of in the middle, right? Yeah, that's what you work so hard for is those good moments, and that's what we're trying to do next week. So,
I'll tell you this, guys. They've lost their mind. They really, really have. The FTC now essentially eliminating any rule on corporate ownership for anything now. So we're going to be down to one or two places that you're going to, they're going to own every news channel, every radio channel. It really is. This is a dinosaur when it comes to free speech, and I can't emphasize enough how important it is to represent. And listen, you're not going to agree with everything the station does. Mm-mm. It's impossible.
But if you want more of what you like, show up. I'm telling you guys, if there's something you like or don't like or whatever, I can't give everybody what they want. There's no way that everyone listening gets what they want. But Joe knows I go off the rails quite a bit, but I'm always listening, and I can rein it back and put good suggestions into place. But there's a cost to all of this, and we're going to try to get that figured out.
We're going to try to figure it out. So there you go. And then Monday, Phoenix, Monday, August 17th, 6 o'clock, our old stomping ground, Barrio Brewing, right at the Deer Valley Air Park. We're going to have a big Texit Iskander meeting. Eddie Allen, who you guys have not met, is going to fly in for it. He is doing Downtown Digital, Fair Money. He also is dealing with sovereign nations. And I want to let everybody know you will be able to see the newest utility in action at the meeting. So if you want to get a look at Nectar Pay, be able to start paying in crypto and see it, touch it, feel it. That will be at the event in Phoenix on August 17th. That is a Monday. Please call and let me know you're coming. We're going to feed you like we always do. Make your reservations today when we get back. What happened and why is gold looking like it's getting ready to run again? 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason here on this Friday. Let's take a quick look at the market. The Dow's up 140. The S&P's up 44. The NASDAQ up 300. The 10-year note 465. A little disappointing that it isn't lower. Right now, the Japanese yen, we got to watch this now, 2.8. We're worried about 3% there. Crude oil, not a great situation today. Up another $1. We're still, not horrible, right? $78, NYMEX 83.5 Brent. But if this deal is to be believed, wow. If you haven't heard, the Iranians and the Omanis, if that's what they're called, I don't know, the Oman, the agreement appears to be no U.S. or Israeli vessels are going to be allowed in the Strait of Hormuz, period. Any country that Iran says, hey, you allowed the United States access, you have to make restitution for your ships to start going through. And everybody else, you got to pay, right? So think about this. So no U.S. or Israel ships. Let's talk about it. Let's just name them, right? Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, UAE. Hey, you guys, if you want to use it, you owe us some money, okay? You owe us some money for allowing the United States to bomb us. And then everybody else, you got to pay a fee. So I don't know, guys. You would think Donald Trump would be losing his mind. He's not. He's not. So does that mean, hey, we're getting ready to take our ball and go home? I don't know. Crude oil, gold up $115, $4,300 and almost $60. Silver up over, you know what, it's off the highs here, 63.60. Silver's been over $64 most of the morning. Get ready, by the way, silver, yeah. There's still no silver out there, guys. Don't kid yourself. But, again, these are something I told you this was going to happen yesterday. I said, look for a very poor jobs number. And even I did not think it would be this bad. The government's jobs report, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, shrank. So this is a negative print. And again, this was a July number, down 23,000 jobs for the month. But it got worse. They revised June down by 20,000, and June was only 57,000. So essentially what the government said is we didn't create any jobs over the summer. And then worse, the numbers behind that, so May, April, March, February, they revised everything down. So the May, as an example, down 66,000. 20,000 jobs. June, as we said, down 20,000 jobs. So the government saying, hey, the jobs market, just like we said, I don't know that people are getting fired. It doesn't look like anybody's being hired. On top of that, something very interesting, the labor force participation rate continues to deteriorate. So the one thing that's keeping the unemployment rate, by the way, unemployment rate 4.1%, only because the labor force participation rate continues to fall down to 61.4. Wow. A decline of 0.7. And I don't mean to make that sound dramatic, but like I've been doing this a long time. That's insane. 0.7. Does that mean the unemployment rate should have been 4.8%? I don't know. It appears like it. It's a huge decline for sure. I don't remember the last time I even saw the labor force participation rate this low. And then on top of that, wages. Now, this is something where at least wages had been pretty hot. Apparently, wage growth ended in July, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. No increase in the amount of pay. The year-over-year number down to 3.2%. That is the lowest, in a while. I don't need to go back and look, but it's been a long time since that has been the effect. Local governments and education down 50,000. Retail trade down 19,000. Decline in warehouse clubs, supercenter, general merchandising stores down 21,000. Gasoline station fuel dealers down 5,000. Unemployment and financial activities down 14,000. So the one thing that was up, not a surprise, healthcare, right? Healthcare. And then even leisure and hospitality down 40,000. And obviously you're like, wow, Joe, that's way more than down 23,000. All the numbers you just listed. You're right, guys. Birth death model made up a lot of jobs to make it only down 23,000 for the year. So a very, very miraculous. Oh, my God, it's miraculous. Such a bad number that everyone's like, oh, well, there you go. No rate hike in September, right? And again, this is exactly what we told you. The rate hikes are not coming. What is coming? Currency interventions. What is coming? Currency interventions. What is coming? Currency interventions. And I'm talking on all fronts. We manipulate ours. Listen, the Treasury's still buying U.S. debt. They just don't like to tell anybody. Shh. Because they don't want to say quantitative easing. So stupid. By the way, that's coming back. I can almost guarantee you that is coming back. We're going to see huge amounts of spending. The real spending is just getting started. And like I said, the question really for U.S. debt at the end of this year is how much above $41 trillion is it? How close to 42 are we going to get? And all of a sudden, we are seeing a lot of uncertainty when it comes to pretty much everything in the market. People very skittish about this rally on Wall Street that even they're talking about, man, a lot of this rally, it's all on borrowed money. If you look at AI and the amount of money these companies are spending, it's off the charts. It really, truly is. And a lot of this fueled by debt, what's going to happen. Obviously, what happened with Japan and the fact that the United States had and you know what, guys? It's already lost half of the intervention already. And today, like I said, the 10-year note, you would have thought the 10-year note would be falling out of bed today with these terrible numbers, and it's down a 10. That's it. That's all they got. Here's what we have left from yesterday's special. Guys, you have until the end of the day. Anything that is not sold will be going back to the wholesaler. I have 30 $20 Liberties at $42.95. It's essentially, $65 under spot. I have 12 Saints today. So 12 Saints. Same price, $42.95. I have 13. By the way, what is the price on Monday? Ready? $44.75. And that's assuming, listen, that's assuming gold isn't up again, right? Who knows? $44.75. So you're paying $42.95. It's almost $200. I've got 13 $10 Liberties. Regular price, $23.25. Today, $21.75. I've got 10 of each of the $5 Liberties. I got 10 $5 Liberties. I got 10 $5 Indians. They're both at $1,100. You're saving $95 on the 5 libs, $105 on the. Think about the Indians. You bought 4 Indians, you're saving over $400. And then the roll of 10th ounce. I still got this roll of 10th ounce. I'm shocked. $495 on a 10th ounce American Gold Eagle. They're $530. So you're saving $35. You buy 10 of them, you're saving $350 for an ounce. 800-951-0592. Take the time here, guys. Listen, everything that led to $54, $55, $5,600 gold, everything that led to $100 silver, it's all still here. They took a time out for this, whatever the Iran thing was. Right? And what were they able to do? How did that help? Like, a lot of you go, well, Joe, but you say there's no inventory. How did that help? ETF sell. Right? Paper selling. Because they do have some silver, and some gold put away. The ETF sold. They were able to take that extra and get by with it. It's gone. There's no extras. And now all of a sudden it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Uh-oh. Now the ETFs are buying again. Uh-oh, now we got a real problem. Guys, this can be a very, very quick squeeze. Very quick squeeze. Take advantage here. Buy at the lows. And especially with these prices, we're just discounting it. You're buying below spot. You're buying for hundreds of dollars off. 800-951-0592. And when they're gone, they're gone. Take a radio news hour. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. And again, guys, this is a huge opportunity as far as the setup goes now, right? We've kind of hit these lows a couple of times, and now we've kind of broken out to the upside, and now all of a sudden the economic data all of a sudden is looking really crappy, and we've got to intervene. And even this, I hate to
lower rates,
go to it,
lower rates.
The
whole thing's about lowering the rates.
Starting to look a lot like this, and even this Iran deal. I mean, it just, I don't know. It seems.
Let me add something. I was watching something yesterday, and because you watch, people have this information, and then most of the time, the so-called experts that people take their information from, they're going off of what they've seen before. But it doesn't always happen the way it happened before. You got to be careful. So Michael Burry came out. The guy was talking about Michael Burry. Michael Burry had some statements, and one of the things he said is that a 1929 stock market crash is in the works. Didn't put a timeline on it. And the guy that was doing the information, he's like, look, take NVIDIA. NVIDIA, the number one company on the stock exchange. And it was showing SpaceX. SpaceX is moving. SpaceX just got bigger than Amazon. SpaceX is it's the new elephant in the room. But he's like, look at NVIDIA. Now let me tell you what he's saying and why and what that makes people think. NVIDIA's stock, who owns it, is 64%. Nearly 2/3 of all of NVIDIA is owned by 3 entities. One of them being Microsoft, by the way, which is interesting. I'm sure you got Vanguard as one of those other 2. Now, he said, "Look, man, this is a stock bubble. You better believe it. All it takes is one of these 3." But here's where I go, Joe. You've heard me say it. We've been doing radio in this last cycle. Do you really think any of the big 3 are going to sell that NVIDIA stock in a large amount? I think individuals inside those companies are selling. Joe just brought that to the air again yesterday. But Joe, I'm going to go back to the inauguration last year. Remember what I call the peanut gallery, and all the billionaires all gathered around. What was that? That was a plan. Right, Joe? This is a planned event. Those 3 big entities, I don't believe, are going to sell anything. Now, maybe, like I said, maybe the CEOs inside of there, but Microsoft as a company, are they going to sell their NVIDIA and cause stock pressure? I think these very large players in these economic markets know that there's going to be an asset bubble that's going to be blown bigger and bigger and bigger. And you don't know. Here's the thing. Yeah, it sucks to be caught on the other side when the bubble bursts. But what if the bubble's got another 2 years, year and a half? And look, gold is going up too. Gold is an asset. People and companies have to stuff their money somewhere. And I keep saying all year this year, there's almost $5 trillion in new money coming in from the stuff that was passed last year to other ways of without. And this is without the printing. This is without a lot of the printing is on top of this. This is going to create assets to keep going up and keep going up. Venezuela, back in 2018, when America went really hard against them and really sanctioned them hard, they went into a hyperinflative situation. What happened to their markets? They skyrocketed upwards. Everybody that had any kind of value in any kind of currency just stuck it right in the market. If you had an ounce of gold, there was a very short period of time back then that 1 ounce of gold bought you an entire house in Venezuela. Can you imagine that, Joe? It doesn't stay like that. An ounce of gold is not worth the price of an entire home, but there are these economic cycles, and when they hit, you got to be ready, and you can't be sitting there thinking, well, it's going to crash. It's all going to crash. It's all going to crash. Well, yeah, it will crash. But I think COVID taught us they don't even want it to crash. They want to print to oblivion, to the ends of reality. The COVID crash, as dramatic as it was, 33% in 6 weeks, bounced so hard that it came back in almost 6 weeks. Nobody wants to talk about it, but I think we're probably headed for the same type of thing. When there is this big market crash that everyone's worried about, you better be careful selling all that stuff, because the big players at the bottom of that ball bounce is going to buy up everything you got, and then they're like, oh, wait a minute, But I saw it ahead of time. I knew it was going to crash. It was at 60. I sold at 40. It went down to 20, and I was feeling pretty good. But then it bounced back to 55. What happened? Well, what happened is you lost value. You guys got to be very careful. And with this kind of money creation, as much fraud that is floating around these markets, right, Joe? You've got to have your gold and silver sitting aside.
Yep.
We can sell Orem and Texacoin all day long, right? And there's good income there when they're working. But what do you do? What are you making all that money for? What are you trying to save up all that money for? Are you going to put it in NVIDIA? Yeah, that's a good place to put it for a little while, maybe, yeah? Right? But, Joe, the taxes, the laws, the regulations, the fees, the penalties, all that stuff, man, I like my house. I love property. But the tax man doesn't come and tap me on the shoulder for my gold taxes every year. You know, Joe? I mean, people don't understand.
Well,
boring is good. Gold is boring, and boring is good, Joe.
Nothing wrong with boring. Nothing wrong with boring. And really, gosh, it hasn't been very boring lately. But a lot of different comparisons to what this bubble is. And I think some of the best ones are, it's really a combination bubble. It has some of the 87 crash in it. It has a lot of the .com bubble in it. Obviously, we're talking with AI and data warehousing. And then on top of that, it has, the valuation traps, right? The leverage that is being used to support these prices, right? The fear of missing out and all of those things. So it's really got a combination of a lot of these other bubbles. And then really when you look at the financial, right, the financial collapse here, instead of it necessarily being banks, are we going to see the collapse of countries? Literally, their currencies collapsing. Think about Greece, right? Think about Cyprus.